Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki. O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the 13th Adhyaya of Kshetradnya Vibhag Yoga, the knowledge of the field and the knower of the field. This is the chapter that Sri Krishna is teaching us about this body, the physical frame, the field, and the knower of this field. And having told about the Kshetra as such, now Sri Krishna, since last few verses, he has been telling about the Kshetradnya. What is his nature? What is the nature of this Kshetradnya? What is the nature of this cosmic entity, the cosmic spirit, the cosmic reality, which is the ultimate, the Brahman, which is the ultimate Paramatman. In the last shlok that we read, 15 shlok, Sri Krishna told us that this great being, for that matter, this Paramatman, this Parabrahman, is both without and within all the beings. He is everywhere in this creation. Not only the outside of the beings, but even the inside of the beings is this great Parabrahman, is this great Paramatman. Bahirantascha bhūtānām acharam charam evacha. This great reality, the Kshetradnya, is there not only outside as well as inside, without as well as within all the beings. He has pervaded the entire creation, the entire space for that matter, outside as well as inside. He is there. He is there in the non-moving as well as the moving beings. All those non-moving beings, the trees, the plants, the plant kingdom, the mineral matter for that matter, the stones, the mountains, the lakes, they cannot move around, isn't it, like us or like any other animate objects. They are achara. Sri Krishna says, but don't think that achara is devoid of the great Lord, devoid of me. I am there. The great Lord is there in achara as well as chara. Acharam, charam, evacha. Everywhere. And sukshmatvat tat avidnyeyam. And that mighty being, that mighty Paramatman, that the ultimate Parabrahman is so subtle at the same time. Although he has pervaded the entire creation, the Divine Mother has pervaded the entire creation, but he or she, he in the form of Parabrahman, she in the form of the Divine Mother, is so subtle that cannot be understood. It cannot be known for that matter. It is beyond comprehension of the knowledge of these five senses. Sukshmatvat tat avidnyayam. The minutest of the minute is this Parabrahman, and therefore he is incomprehensible. We cannot just understand what is the Parabrahman. We cannot know what is the Paramatman through these limited senses that we have. Our perceptibility of the Parabrahman is absolutely impossible for that matter. We can only see, we can only touch, we can only hear. All these senses have their own limitations. They cannot reach the Parabrahman. Sukshmatvat. And like a lot of poets and saints, they have referred to this universal entity as Anurenuya. Like Saint Tukaram, he has mentioned about this the aspect of the ultimate divinity as Anurenuya Thokada, is minutest than the minute atom. Look at their understanding. Look at their understanding of this concept of Anu and Paramanu. Those days, 300, 400 years back, nobody knew in the Western educational field what is atom and what is the molecule, the Anu, Paramanu. But Saint Tukaram, he had mentioned this, the Lord for that matter, although he appears there in that small idol, he is at the same time, he is minutest than the atom, but at the same time, he is as vast as the space, entire space. Anurenuya Thokada Tuka Akasha Evada. That is the reality. And Sri Krishna also here has mentioned in this shloka, that 15th shloka, Sukshmatvat avidnyeyam durastham cha antike cha tat. And that Parabrahman, with the veil of ignorance in front of us, for us, that principle, that entity, that divinity is far away, durastham. But Sri Krishna says at the same time, that divinity, that entity is antike cha tat. That is the nearest of the near to all the beings. We may feel it is far off, there, up in the heavens, up in the skies. But in reality, that divinity, that divine principle, that divine entity, that Parabrahman, that Paramatman is the nearmost to all the beings. So that is another description that Sri Krishna has provided for this Kshetradnya. Let us see in the 16th shloka what Sri Krishna has further to tell us. Avibhaktam cha bhūteshu vibhaktam iva cha sthitam bhūtabhartru cha tajjñeyam grasishnu prabhavishnu ja. Avibhaktam cha bhūteshu vibhaktam iva cha sthitam bhūtabhartru cha tajjñeyam grasishnu prabhavishnu cha. This is another description of what that great Paramatman is. Avibhaktam is undivided. That Paramatman cannot be divided into two. And yet, bhūteshu vibhaktam iva cha sthitam. He appears to be divided in all the creatures. He appears to be divided among all the beings that he has created in this universe. Because the Lord has said that I am there in each and every being. So while the Lord is undivided, that is the true nature. Lord cannot be divided into diverse multitudes. Paramatman is only one. Like Ik Omkar. The Paramatman is only one, but appears to be. Bhūteshu vibhaktam iva sthitam. Seems to be divided in all the beings. Seems to be divided, residing in all the beings. Sri Krishna says, this is the beauty of this Paramatman. He is undivided, but seems to be divided in all beings. So many multitudes of beings that he has created, and each and every being is a part and parcel of that. So as if the Lord is divided into so many innumerable beings, for that matter, in this creation. The human beings, the animal beings, the plant kingdom, the immovable beings, things. So many appearances of the Lord, which we feel it is created. Bhūtabhartru tajjñeyam. Grasishnu, prabhavishnu, and that is his typical the activity. Bhūtabhartru. He sustains all this creation. He sustains, he takes care of, he preserves, he nourishes, he nurtures. He is the caretaker of this entire creation, which we feel is all the creation is his. A devotee feels all the Lord is there in all the creation. But Sri Krishna says, in reality, the Lord is indivisible. The Lord cannot be divided. Appears to be divided at his own sweet will for us to realize Lord in all the beings, but in reality is not divided. And then Sri Krishna says, this Lord, this Paramatman is the caretaker of this entire creation. He is the sustainer, bhūtabhartru, tajjñeyam, and is also known to be supporter, to be nourisher, to be caretaker of this entire creation of his. In the form, and what else does this Paramatman do? Grasishnu, prabhavishnu cha. While he is taking care of this creation, while this Kshetradnya is taking care of this Kshetra, of the field, at the same time, he is also responsible for grasishnu, for the destruction. And having destroyed and having brought the entire creation to an end, what he does next? Prabhavishnu cha. Again he brings forth. Again he gives birth to this mighty multitude of creation. That is the role that the Parabrahman, the Paramatman, seems to be playing with this creation. So, Sri Krishna says in this, he is undivided and yet seems to be divided in all the beings. He is to be known as supporter of the beings, of this creation, the nourisher of the creation, the caretaker of this creation. At the same time, he devours and he generates. He destroys everything at the end, and then again there is a rebirth of this entire creation. Grasishnu, prabhavishnu. And then also bhartru, taking care. It is his responsibility to take care of this baby creation that he has created. He takes care, and when the time comes, also devours. Like Sri Krishna told us in that Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga. We saw, Arjuna saw actually all the warriors on that battlefield of Kurukshetra, including Pitamaha, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and everywhere. Warriors from Kaurava side, warriors from Pandava side, they are all being rushing into the mouth of that Virata Rupa, of that mighty universal form of the Lord. They are rushing in the mouth just to get chewed, just to get devoured. Likewise, Sri Krishna tells here, that is what he does. He takes care, he devours, and he also generates, he brings forth the new creation. So this is what the real nature of the Paramatma is. The Akasha is all pervading, yet it appears as if divided into innumerable forms. Now the space, when we look at space basically, there is no division. We cannot divide space. We create a house, we create walls, and we say this space is mine. But is it so really? Is this space occupied within the four walls? Does it have any limitation? The overall space? It cannot be. Just by creating walls and boundaries, we cannot limit the limitless space, the Akasha. And exactly same is the nature of the Paramatman. Just because out of his own free will, out of his will, he has created all these creatures, doesn't mean that the Lord in this creature is different and the Paramatman in that creature is different. No. It is just for the sake of that physical form, the Paramatman has become Jivatman and is living happily, living with sadness, living with joy, living with sorrow, living with happiness, living with unhappiness. That is what appears to be. But in reality, the space never gets divided. The fact is that it expands undivided while seeming as if divided. Creating walls, we feel that it is divided. But in reality, the space can never be divided. We cannot claim this space is my space. Even such is the case with the Paramatman. As Akasha is the support to the remaining four elements of these Panchamahabhutas. Now Akasha, all the other four elements in this creation, all these remaining four Mahabhutas for that matter, the fire, water, earth, all these, they are within the periphery of the space of the Akasha. It is not that Akasha is limited by them. All the other four Mahabhutas, they exist within the Akasha. Akasha is support to remaining four. Likewise, Paramatman is the support to all these beings. Bhartru, bhūtabhartru. He is the support to all the beings. He has pervaded all the creation. Paramatman, the universal consciousness, is the support to the Jagat and the Jivatman. Exactly like the Akasha supporting four remaining constituent principles of this creation. The Paramatman is the support. In Pralaya, they merge into Paramatman. What happens when the phase of destruction comes? When the phase of destruction comes, all these beings, they are carried back into that mighty entity of the Paramatman. And that is what Krishna talks about grasishnu. And when the next time for next creation comes, again the whole thing is projected from the mighty being of the Paramatman, which is the minutest of the minute, which is the subtlest of all the principles of all the entities, at the same time is as mighty as the space. So the Jivatman, the beings, they are not exterior to Paramatman in creation, preservation and destruction. We are part and parcel of that process. Our only forms keep on changing. The real matter which is there dwelling inside us, it remains the same. It remains same all the time. In all the states of creation. Whether it is creation, whether it is sustenance, whether it is destruction, the thing that is dwelling inside remains all the time the same thing. They are not exterior to Paramatman. As the waves come up, stay and disappear in the sea, these manifest things and beings are either patent or latent in the Lord, like the waves of the on the surface of the sea. They may appear, this wave has come and gone, unending. But each and every wave is so much the part and parcel of that ocean, of that sea. Just like that, we are also part and parcel of that great entity, the Paramatman. On this particular shloka, Sri Ramakrishna has given a beautiful example. Sri Ramakrishna talks about a holy man. Sri Ramakrishna says, a holy man once saw clouds appearing suddenly in the clear sky and disappearing again, blown by the wind. A normal phenomena we also see. We also see during a cloudy and windy day, the clouds are formed in the sky, clouds of various shapes, of various forms. And as the wind blows, these clouds are taken away. But for us, it is just a plain mere sight of clouds getting formed and wind is blowing them away. But this holy man, whose entire consciousness was merged with the divinity, what he saw in that. A holy man once saw clouds appearing suddenly in the clear sky and disappearing and blown by the wind. This sight threw him into raptures. The moment he saw it, something got associated in his mind. Not like us, we only see the clouds getting formed and being carried away by the wind. This holy man exclaimed, he says, Brahma is countless consciousness like the clear sky. The Brahman is countless consciousness, limitless space in the sky. As clouds appear in the latter, as the universe of beings appears in the former and then disappears too. As clouds take form in the sky, similarly, this holy man got that idea associated with the universe getting created, the universe appearing in the background of the Paramatman. Like the clouds in the sky, the entire creation, the entire universe being projected on the backdrop of the Paramatman. And then disappears too, and then the wind comes and blows the cloud away. Similarly, the wind comes, the realization comes, and this universe gets blown away. There is no more cloud in the sky, then it is only pure, vast, limitless sky. Brahman remains for ever itself. That is Sri Ramakrishna's teaching. In fact, Sri Ramakrishna lived the same way. The moment he used to see anything in this world, he used to immediately correlate it with his divine experience. For him, even a simple act in simple happening in our day-to-day life, that used to be in indication of his experience with the Divine Mother. Like exactly the holy man, the moment he saw clouds in the sky, he correlated it with universe getting created on the backdrop of the Paramatman, and as wind blow away the cloud, the moment the realization comes, the cloud of the formation of the universe, creation, preservation, destruction of the universe, that cloud just vanishes and then remains only the ever-present reality of the Parabrahman, of the Paramatman. So that was beautiful 16th shloka that we read today. With that, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.